This is my online show thingy called If Sandy Can, where I try to show you that if I can do something, then you definitely can. Last time I had a go at unicycling, which I decided to do without any kind of tuition or tutorial or advice or anything, and it resulted in some really fun crashes and a bit of enjoyment watching me hurt myself. This time I'm doing the non-spectator sport of lockpicking, and I have read a little bit about it, try and get started, because I really had no idea where to start. Let's have a look and see how I got on during the first week. This is the lock that I'm gonna attempt to pick. It's transparent. This is my toolkit. So I guess that must be the tension wrench, and you stick that in the hole, push it along. These are the tools that you stick in and wiggle around. Let's have a go, shall we? So you stick this in the bottom, put some pressure on it somehow. You stick this tool in and wiggle it around. Am I expecting this to magically undo or something? My goodness. Well, that was scary, and I don't really know what I was doing, so I found that I was actually doing it wrong. You don't need to push the tension tool all the way in, you're simply putting it there, and the idea is to attempt to turn this. That's what that's for. That's your key. That didn't work. I'll try with this one. That's it, open. And that is all there is to it. Oh, that's so disappointing. It's very unsatisfying to know that you don't need any finesse at all. You just stick it in, wiggle it around, and you're off. I'd like to feel somehow that there's some skill involved. And okay, so I can feel it giving, but that is absurd. That's after 10 or 15 minutes of practice. It's not even that, is it? It's just not difficult. Now, I need some real locks. Okay, I thought I had some, it turns out I don't. You know what, I want to try on the front door. Not sure if this is a good idea. This is day 3, and I bought some new toys. So here is a padlock that I bought today. Still has the price on it. Here you go. That's about $1.30 or something. What's this? Less than $1. 50 pence in England, 35 pesos in Philippines. And I have another one. How much was that? Almost nothing. I was so disappointed by how easy this was. So I'm going to see if I can remember how to do it, and then I'll have a go on the other locks. Oh. That is not the dinner time alarm. I quite like the other thing I had, this one. This one's quite nice. Put that in there, just give it a bit of pressure down here. Grab one of these, and I just stuck it in there and played around with it a bit. And got it stuck again. Open. That's really disappointing, you know. I was really hoping there would be some actual skill to it. That did not require any skill at all. One of the dogs could do that. Alright, let's have a go on a real lock then. Well, that's a real lock, it's just It's not as real as this one. If I can open it, then I'll be able to use the keys. This feels a bit stiffer. God, there's a lot less space in there. It's a virgin lock, never been used. Right, so that same strategy of just poking around and hoping doesn't work on this one. I do not know what I'm doing. I wonder if you're actually skillful at this, if you instantly know which tool to use. So as I'm poking this in, I can actually feel where the individual barrels are going up inside, or at least I think I can. I am just poking around like an inexperienced teenager, fumbling for the sweet spot. No, I can't feel them at all. I really can't feel where they are. It just feels smooth. Put your pick in here, Pete. Turn it round, real neat. It's a Dune reference, in case you're wondering. I'm going to try on this one as well with no amount of finesse. Oh man, my tools are not small enough. Haven't been told that before. I'd really quite like to open one of these proper locks. I can't get it out. I was on the boat the other day. There was a mosquito flying past, and I managed to catch it like this in my hand and crushed it, and there was blood stain all across my palm, which I showed to the girl sitting next to me. She was not as impressed as I was. I should have told her that one in the hand is worth two in the bush. Oh, that felt like something moving. Yeah, maybe should have been impressed then. Aw, man. Life in the village, huh? That just got stuck on my arm. That's the thing, is I opened it before without really knowing what I'm doing. Lock picking in the rain. We're lock picking in the rain. What a wonderful feeling to break into your house again. I don't really have the patience for this today. It's like I'm not in the mood. Mood is a thing for lovemaking and cattle, boy. Not fighting or picking locks. You know what, I really want to open one of these locks which was sold as a lock, not as a lock that's supposed to be picked. It's a lot easier with the key. This is a good hobby for people who are good with their hands, and for people with lots of patience. And I am neither of those two categories of person. This is less enjoyable than falling off the unicycle. At least with that I could see what I was doing. Oh, I can't even see what's going on. What else have I got? I got a magic wand. Right, so that far in there is definitely something. Where's the key? Yeah, because on a real lock you're just going to ask the owner for the key first. That seems to correspond to that. Excuse me, can I borrow your key please? I'll give it back to you as soon as I've picked your lock. I hope they don't see me doing this, because if ever they get robbed they're going to blame me. So I used to play RPG games, and occasionally I'd have a thief or an assassin or ranger, not ranger, rogue, that was the word I was trying to think of, a rogue. And they'd have lock-picking tools. And occasionally your lockpicks would break in the lock. I can imagine that. I think my parents would be pretty annoyed if I'm practicing picking their house front door and the lockpick broke in the lock. This must make for incredible viewing. Action-packed. Well, I can now say it's not as easy as I believed it was when I was disappointed the other day. So I should now be pleased, I suppose, that I can't do it. I'm not though, I'm just bloody annoyed. This really isn't a spectator sport, is it? It's demoralising to be so crap. So that's the end of the first week of lockpicking. As you can see, I really can't pick locks. I did have some success with the transparent lock that's designed to be easy to pick. The real locks were much more difficult. As I'm recording this now, I've already started editing next week's episode, and I do manage to turn lockpicking into a spectator sport. So hopefully you can check that out next week.